All right, very helpful. Cool. Todd, that was so fun. I appreciate you being on the group coaching call. I love that. That's one of the highlights for my month. How about you?
There's just nothing I enjoy more than helping others reach their potential, whatever they believe it to be. And so when we get a group of people that are all working in a similar way to grow their business and to be able to sharpen each other, it's just a lot of fun.
A lot of fun, a lot of fun. Well, welcome for those of you who are just joining us. We're going to get started in just a minute, but you are here at the Lead Gen Hacks for Mortgage Pros Masterclass. So we're going to dig into that in just a minute, but I just thought we'd spend a couple of minutes while we're getting started here. And Todd, we'll just wrap and talk and tell the story because we just came off of our bi-weekly Win by Noon with Raving Referrals group coaching call for mortgage experts. And I loved how you were telling the story of being in New York and some of the certification that you just got. Do you want to share that?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And, it's for me, it's always the fact that my wife is like, you're going where for how long? But then our daughter lives there. She's like, okay, you should stay an extra half of a day so that you can hang out with our daughter. But there's a great book out there. It's called Exactly What to Say. It's written by Phil M. Jones. And he also did Exactly What to Say for real estate agents. And so that's really why it's relevant to all of you, because it's really a book that has, they call them magic words that you can use in conversations to really help communicate what you're trying to get across more effectively. And then in the real estate version, they're taking real life conversations that realtors have, because ultimately we all know this, we're going to have the same conversations, right? What's your rate? That's pretty much it, right? What's your rate? I mean, that's what they want to know. And maybe a few other things, but we all tend to be surprised when we get those questions. And so I went there to become certified as a guide. So I'm an Exactly What to Say certified guide. So I can teach their 2-day certification now.
Nice.
And my good friend, Deborah Bird. So we're going to be bringing that out to the mortgage industry soon.
I love it. That's super cool. I was talking to my team this morning, Todd. We were talking about the fact that really in the last 10 years, marketing for real estate hasn't changed much, right? It's pretty much the same exact process as 10 years ago. And do you find that to be true yourself?
I 100% agree with one exception, and that's the, hey, I'll buy your house for cash piece that's been thrown in there now,
yep.
Right? So you do have the offer pads and the open doors out there buying. And so I think that's probably changed slightly, but yeah, other than that, it's for the average real estate agent, it's no different. They just have that one other piece that their potential client may or may not be aware of.
Yeah, no, I think that's true. Well, thank you guys for joining us. We're going to get this started. And what we're going to be talking about today is lead gen hacks for mortgage pros. Now, the reality is we do believe that there's a new way of doing things. And we're going to show you, if I can get my Zoom to cooperate here. There we go. We're going to show you how we're really out to revolutionize the real estate industry, and you guys can be at the forefront of that. So what we're going to be talking about today is really how you can be known as the #1 top trusted mortgage expert in your local market. And if this is for you, if you're looking to get more realtor referrals, like if that's the game that you want to be playing, you are in the right spot. So just so you know a little bit about Todd and I, my name is Brandon Barnum. I'm the CEO of HOA.com. And for 12 years, I did exactly what you're doing. I was a mortgage loan officer. I started off as an LO for a bank. I ended up starting my own brokerage. But for 12 years, I was in the mortgage industry from 1997 to 2009. I got started, I was a single dad. I'd gotten custody of my son, and I was only making about $20,000 a year. And I had to make a change because I wasn't making much change, quite frankly. But I was fortunate enough to find a mentor. Somebody taught me the art and the science of building referral partnerships and attracting more referrals. And that made a huge difference in my life. It helped me close over $500 million in transactions by referral. And I've gone on to build tech platforms. HOA.com is actually the 9th tech platform that I have built. My last was called Refer.com. We built that into over 5 million members, including over 250,000 realtors. And the reason that I shared that with you is that it really gave us amazing feedback and information that we're going to share some of that today on this masterclass and really teach you a new way which is an old way, but a new way to generate more raving referrals and attract more deals and close more loans. So I'm thrilled that Todd Bookspan has joined us. If you don't know Todd, he's the creator of Win by Noon and so much more. Todd, I'd love you to introduce yourself, please.
Well, I always just love how many people you had on your previous platforms. I'm always like, oh, that is just so awesome. And so for those who don't know me, I'm Todd Bookspan. I am the creator and founder of a company called Win by Noon. And just like you spent over 20 years in, well, that's like some of you maybe, have spent over 20 years in the mortgage industry. Although I don't actively originate currently, I still have a team that's led by my wife and a business partner. And last year we crested $1 billion in origination. We've helped over 5,000 families with their home financing, which I'm super proud of, all by referral. I do a lot in the Mortgage Coach Now Trust Engine space. So if you're familiar with their productivity mastermind group, I co-founded that with Dave Savage about 7 years ago. And that's really been my opportunity to interview and hang out with the best of the best in the mortgage space. And so I feel like my unique ability is to help distill down their brilliance and transfer that over and try to teach others what I'm seeing the best of the best do so that they can help grow and reach their potential, whatever they believe it to be. And one of the other fun things that I've done the last 4 years with Dave Savage is we put on the Modern Mortgage and Modern Real Estate Summits, which for the last 4 years has been the #1 attended event in the mortgage space. So very proud of that. And it's one of those things that was just a gift to be able to do.
Todd, that was such a cool event. And thank you for inviting me to come to Vegas with you and actually see it in person. That was amazing and awesome. So guys, what I'd like you to do is we're going to tell you a little bit about HOA.com, get the commercial out of the way, and then we're going to get into the masterclass. But in chat, if you would put in the city and state and company that you're in, we'd love to see where you're at and what part of the country that you're in, just so we can see kind of what part of the nation we've got folks there. So go ahead and put your company name, your city, and your state, please. That would be awesome. And just to get the commercial out of the way, what we're building at HOA.com, we say we're revolutionizing real estate because we're creating an entirely new real estate-based ecosystem. Everything a homeowner needs in one location. We say it's like Nextdoor meets Angie's List meets Zillow. Nextdoor from the fact that we're creating community pages, online communities for every neighborhood in America, like Nextdoor. Angie's List because we are connecting homeowners to professionals they can trust. We are vetting, selecting, and then promoting individual homeowners, and we're looking for great mortgage lenders. So we're glad you're here with us today. And then the Zillow component is that we have home search. We have over 90% of all of the homes available on MLS nationwide on our platform. And then we also have a home valuation program that's kind of like HomeBot. So we've taken these best of the best, and that's what we're building in. So that, just so you understand kind of a framework of what HOA.com is all about, that's what we're building, okay? But this is all about you. So we're gonna start out with, I wanna know what is working best for you right now. And I've got a poll that we're gonna launch here. Let me go ahead and do that. So on screen, you see a question here. What is your #1 source of new clients? Is it advertising? Are you running ads and attracting leads from advertising? Maybe you're buying leads. So go ahead and answer the question in that poll. Maybe it's cold calls. Maybe you're actually calling prospective clients. And by cold calls, we mean the clients themselves, not necessarily professionals, but you might be making cold calls to realtors because you're trying then to get referrals, either from realtors or referrals from past clients. So we'll give you just a couple of seconds more to complete this, and then we'll show you the results because we're really curious about what's working best now. Okay, cool. I'm going to wrap this up, and then let's share the results so you guys can see what you just said. So what we have is 13% of you said advertising. That's what's working best. You're running ads and you're getting deals. 13% said buying leads. You're buying leads and then calling those people. We had 38% said cold calls. So you guys are working the phones, and that is fantastic. We just talked about that on our group coaching calls. Interesting, nobody said social media. And this is the first time we're running this specific poll, but nobody said social media, which is fascinating because so many people spend so much time there. And then we had 25% that said referrals from past clients, and 13% said referrals from professionals who serve homeowners. That's interesting, isn't it, Todd?
It really is. And, what I love is the diversity of what everyone's doing. But yeah, I too am surprised that no one is put social media on there, but it tells me that that's maybe an opportunity for some people. But I think I don't know. For me, that was never a great one either. So I guess I'm happy it's not there. Never mind.
Well, and that's what we see is it doesn't really work so much, right? People spend a lot of energy pushing stuff out on social media, but as you can see, most people aren't really getting much back from that. Now, when we've done that survey nationwide, surveyed thousands of people, 76% on average have said referrals from either past clients or from professionals who serve homeowners. So next question is, when you think about the number one business need, both for realtors and professionals who serve homeowners, what do you think that is? Go ahead and put that in chat, if you will. And thank you. I see we've got some folks in Florida, California, Arizona, Colorado. That's fantastic. Thank you guys for being here with us. So in chat, I'd like you to answer this question. What's the number one business need that you think realtors and professionals who serve homeowners have? What's their biggest business challenge? If we were doing a poll and asking them, what do you think they would say? I've asked this question for thousands of people nationwide, and what we see time and time again is more clients, right? And that's really why you're here, isn't it? You're looking for more clients too. We see that all of the time. So if that's the number one need, the real question is, and this is the results we've had, 90% of pros surveyed said attracting more clients is their number one biggest business challenge. So if that's true, why? Why is that? And Todd, we've got some of the answers here, but I know you coach some of the top mortgage lenders across the country. Why is that happening more often?
Well, I mean, you kind of nailed it here with the top pieces, right? That most people struggle with promoting themselves consistently, follow up with past clients, right? We tend to be busy being busy, and then we just don't have that follow through. Even though I hear so many loan officers say, you're my client for life and I'm going to follow up with you. I hear from consumers that they get followed up with only when rates drop, not on a consistent basis. We really struggle with asking for referrals. I think that's always a surprising one to me, but I realized I just felt kind of cheesy, when I would ask for that in the past. And then I think ultimately this bottom one, I think is the killer one, is that people struggle with the unique value proposition to truly build strong referral relationships, right? Everyone thinks that realtors just want us for our money, but that's not true. They really do want true business partners.
Yeah, absolutely. And the reality is we know the science, right? The reality is that referrals work. You guys all know this. Todd teaches about this all the time, but 90% of people say they trust recommendations from those they know. And this, I think, is so interesting. People are 400% more likely to hire you and to work with you when you're referred to them. And Todd, I know this is something you've experienced over and over in your career, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this bottom one is the one that, especially if you're a branch manager or a leader, that's really important, is the whole idea that referred clients are more profitable, right? There's less price exceptions. I see that on my team, right? My team has, a couple of teams they work with where they're doing lead generation online. And guess what? Those aren't as strong of referrals. They're referred into us, but they're just not as strong of relationships with the referral source. And guess what? Those loans tend to have more price exceptions than other relationships where someone's referred in. I think you all know that intuitively, right? When you have someone who's like, oh, this is my best friend. I told them how awesome you are, how you're the most amazing loan officer ever. Well, that person's already sold on you and is ready to go.
Well, and you don't get the price shoppers, right? So you get
Absolutely.
people that are locked and loaded, they're loyal, and those people tend to refer more often as well. When people are referred to you, they will refer you more often because that trust factor is so much higher. So just to give you, again, a sense of what we're creating here at HOA.com, we're really building the number one referral network for professionals who serve homeowners. When I sold Refer.com, what I realized in working with Thomas Evans, my business partner and president, is there's a huge gap in the marketplace, right? If I asked you what's the number one referral network for professionals who serve homeowners, right now there's a gap, a void in the market. You think of BNI Power Team for real estate, and really that's what we set out to create. And it's all about who is in your business alliance.
Mhm.
Who are the professionals that you're partnering with who are serving homeowners each and every day that you can really build a strong alliance with, where a client for one is a client for all? So that's really the strategy that we're talking about. Now, we're going to give you a gift. If you go to hoa.com/blueprint, and Spencer, if you'll drop that into chat, then we've got a free referral partner blueprint. It's a PDF document, about 17 pages. You're going to absolutely love it. It's going to encompass and encapsulate most of the great strategies, tips, and even some of the scripts that we're going to cover today, so that even though we want you to take notes, this is really going to get you the information that you need. And, Todd, I know you've been through it. It sounds like you just reviewed this the other day. How do you think this is going to help people as they put it into practice?
Well, what it really was for me was a great outline of things that I believe in 100%, like I know I should be doing, but it was just to go through and realize, okay, this is where I'm doing well, but here's the gaps and here's the other opportunities. And so I just love that, we're giving away something that's actually valuable.
Yeah, and whether you choose to join HOA.com and join our referral network or not, take the gift and put it into practice. Because, I often say, if you're not writing a loan application, the rest of your time should be spent in business development. And this is really the core. So we're going to do another poll here. When you think about your referral partnerships, let me find our polls button here. How many active referral partnerships do you have right now? Let me go ahead and launch that. And by active referral partnerships, what we mean here is not letting me launch it. I'm not sure why. Are you guys seeing this poll?
I've not seen the poll.
It's not allowing me to. Okay, so we're going to go plan B. It's not allowing me to launch it. I think I've got them in opposite result. So go ahead and put in chat. How many active referral partnerships do you currently have right now? And by active, what we mean is somebody that sends you at least one referral every 90 days, every quarter, right? If you've got somebody that's active, they should be sending you at least one opportunity every 90 days. Huh?
Yeah, I totally love that definition of it, because oftentimes people are asking me, well, what do you consider a referral partner? And oftentimes people are like, well, I want somebody who can refer me a transaction every month. And I'm like, well, that would be great. But I know some of the top loan officers in the country have actually made their business with someone who just refers them 2 to 4 transactions in a given year. So I like the whole idea that, hey, that's four referrals a year.
Yeah, absolutely. And it all adds up, right? Here's the results of us asking this survey question for thousands of professionals. And this is really fascinating, because 32% said they have 0 referral partners. So if that's you, don't feel bad. You're not alone. Everybody starts at 0, right? That's just where we start. And as you build referral partnerships over time, it leads to more revenue. And we're going to get into that in a second. 47% of people said they have 1 or 2 referral partners. And so if you add those 2 up, you get 79%. And this is basically the 80-20 rule, right? The Pareto principle. 80% of people don't have, or 79% to be exact, don't have many referral partnerships. And what's really interesting is when we surveyed these people to ask how much money they were making, these groups of people averaged under $75,000 a year in income, okay? On the other hand, those that are in the 10 plus category, and it was only 2% in our national survey, thousands of people, only 2% had 10 or more. However, those that had 10 or more, on average, are earning over $250,000 a year. So that's really our goal for you, is to help you get 10 referral partners so that you've got consistent lead flow referrals coming to you like crazy. Todd, anything you want to add here?
Well, I mean, I love the dollarization around it, right? I mean, in the end, I think we, for better or worse, understand that activity leads to results. And the more people that you have referring you business, creating more activity for you, then the more opportunities you're going to have to close more transactions. And so I think, again, this is probably something some of you've maybe thought about, but this is actually the proof.
Actually, the evidence. And here's some more evidence, right? Here's the results, which is, according to New York Times, loan officers earn on average $4,350 per loan. So the good news is you guys make great money. In fact, if you just do 4 deals a month, On average, that's over $200,000 a year in income. Now, some of you make more, some of you earn less on a per file basis, but overall, that is great income. Now it's just about how do you get that consistent deal flow? How do you get those clients coming to you on a regular basis? Now, Todd, I know you just said you just interviewed the #1 mortgage producer in the country. Is that right?
Yeah, he closed in 2021 over $2 billion of transactions.
Wow.
Now, keep in mind, people are like, well, how does someone do that? Well, he's got a huge team, right? His team is probably bigger than the mortgage branch that you work in, but he's a great leader and he's the business development generator of all of that. So he has gone out and done such a great job of creating relationships, right? More than 10, that he's got to have that many people on his team to help with all the leads that he gets.
That's awesome. He's got team members that are doing that 200K, which is great. So that's super interesting. And the power of this, guys, is that even if you just get one loan per quarter from a referral partner, let's say you only have one referral partner, but they're sending you one deal a quarter, on average, that's worth $17,400 to your bottom line, right? To your personal income. Now, like Todd was saying, if you do have one of those superstars where you're getting a deal a month, you're looking at over $50,000. And, that's what happened for me when I got in the mortgage business in my late 20s. I started in May, and by the end of the second calendar year, so basically 19 months into the business, I had gone from $20,000 a year to $200,000 a year in personal income. And I looked and I audited all of my commissions for the year 1998. And I looked at exactly how many deals that I had earned from each of my referral partners. And I had one realtor named Dana Barry, and I had made over $50,000 in income from just Dana Barry's referrals. And so once I saw that and quantified it, it was like, oh man, I got to double down here. And so then I started reinvesting some of that money into ad campaigns with her in the real estate book ads back in the day. That was a thing. And so it just helps you realize how valuable relationships are. Now, our goal is to help you get 10 or even 20 referral partners so that you've got that deal flow that you're looking for. Todd, you've had some people that are giving you that kind of loan volume as well, haven't you?
Absolutely. And I think it's always critical to have, a good mix, but there's just nothing wrong with having someone who gives you more, right? I mean, I love that example that you gave, with your relationship. And I think it gives the whole support to the whole, use the word evidence, I guess would be the better word, for the idea that we all know this intuitively works. It's just a matter of taking the time to do the math and look at it, and then take a quick look at your business to realize, well, how much would this impact you if you could actually get, from 1 to 5 to 10 to 20, partners doing that many transactions with you each year.
Yeah, and take the long-term approach, right? This is a marathon, not a sprint. But what if a year from now you had 10 or even 20 referral partners sending you business? What would that do for your bottom line income? Now, the question is, how do you do it? How do you go out there and really build solid relationships with realtors, especially? And it's part of the magic is helping them see that there is a revolutionary way to do real estate, and to also to partner with other professionals who serve homeowners every day, right? Now, Todd, you've had a lot of experience, I know, helping realtors connect to different pros, but it seems like for you, part of your secret sauce was home builders and property managers. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. When I first got in the business, property manager was my #1 referral source. And it was kind of a unique one because the people in my office all work with real estate agents, and someone was lucky enough to have a builder account, which I know sometimes people are like, well, builders are really hard to get. But for me, I had a property manager, and he was new in the business of property management. I was new in the business of doing loans. And so we teamed up to work together to build relationships. And I ended up in my first year of business, don't shoot me, but I had one client I did 24 refinances for at one time. But I was also helping him as he was having his clients buy and sell more investment properties, becoming that expert who understood investing and was able to work with them. And it was just a lot of fun. I mean, really, when you can work with fewer people and do more transactions, there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, and that's why I think builders are such a great opportunity, right? And then also, as you say, those property managers. And, here at HOA.com, we're revolutionizing real estate sales. And when you think about HOAs, homeowner associations, a lot of people don't love their HOA. However, over half of all American homeowners live in an HOA. It's 53% of all Americans who own a home live in an HOA, 74 million Americans. And yet, if I ask you what's the number one national brand for homeowner associations, I've asked that question hundreds of times and I get two answers. Number one is, I don't know. If this is Family Feud, the number one answer is, I can't think of one. And the number two answer is, there isn't any. And so that's part of how we're revolutionizing real estate. And there's a huge opportunity to partner with property management companies and offer them a better way to HOA. But as we look at that list and we think about the best referral partners, there's three things that you want to think about. Number one, think about the people that you are already sending business to. If you've got a financial advisor, CPA, attorney, maybe you're working with an insurance agent, appraiser, inspector, realtors, of course, but you've got some professionals that you're referring clients to. But if you formalize that referral partnership so that they're sending business back to you, and that's the second category, right? Who makes your best referral partners? Well, it's people that are already sending business to you, but you want to take that from 2 deals a year to 12 deals a year, for example. And then lastly, people that you know, like, and trust, but you've known them for years. You've just never formalized a referral partnership with. Todd, I think this is one of the most underutilized strategies, don't you?
Yeah, I feel like it's such an opportunity for people, and they just have to take the time. Go back to the referral blueprint. That's what I love about it. It's making you think about these things that we all can just tweak our business slightly with to have great results.
Well, and it's a system, right? I mean, it's what we teach in the Raving Referrals book. It's the whole process of creating these referral partnerships. And here at HOA.com, you've heard me say it, we're helping revolutionize real estate sales. Well, there's really 4 ways that we help you win more referrals. Number 1, coaching. Number 2, communities. Number 3, co-marketing. And number 4, concierge. So we're going to unpack each of these just so you know how our referral network works. And then if this resonates with you and you're attracted to it, you can apply and be a part of what we're doing and join our referral network, which is what we would love to have you do. But it all starts with the Raving Referral System as the foundation of everything that we're doing. So if you become a member, we send out our Raving Referrals book as part of your membership package. We also have an online virtual course to teach you all the Raving Referrals best practices. So you've got the tips, the scripts, the strategies, and really know what works best. In addition to that, we do a weekly biz growth coaching. Now, this is not mortgage specific. This is for anybody because we serve all kinds of business owners and professionals. And so every Thursday, we have a coaching call that you can join and you can bring in your referral partners to add value to them. And then Todd, number 3 is my favorite. That's our Win by Noon mortgage coaching call. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, yeah. And those of you who were on right when we started, we had just come straight off of that call. And so we do that call twice a month. And, for me, it's a lot of fun. Brandon always says we're in the lab together. And even though I don't originate, I've been working with my team and recruiting real estate agents to partner with us on HOA.com. And so it's an opportunity for me to talk through my successes and failures as I'm launching it. Ironically, so far, it's mainly been successes. In fact, no failures yet. And then also to have the other members of HOA.com sharing what they're doing and what's working all together. And so it's a lot of fun because it's actual real world. We're all rolling up our sleeves and sharing ideas, sharing strategies, and really looking to sharpen each other to grow.
What I thought was so cool, Todd, about the mortgage coaching call we just got off of, we had a guy there, Harrison Sangster, right? And he's with Cross Country Mortgage. And I loved how he was talking about the fact that he's up in Lake Placid, New York, right? So it's this small little area. So what's he doing? He's reaching out and he's actually claimed some communities that are outside of his home area. He's got some in Florida and other areas. And he's already winning clients as a result. Do you want to share that story? You probably heard more definition than I did.
Well, I loved a couple of things about it. Number one is that he said that 100% of the real estate agents that he's chosen to connect with and offer to partner with HOA.com have said yes. And, I always kind of joke about it because for me, I had the same experience when I committed to make 100 calls in one day to real estate agents on Zoom so people could watch me do it. Last year, I had a goal of talking to 50 that day. And I sort of thought that I would have to talk to 50 to get 10 people to want to partner on HOA.com. And I realized real fast when the first 10 people I talked to and chose to offer to all said yes, that I was going to have to change my plan. And, it would sound a lot more genuine if I was like, oh yeah, I talked to 20 people and 10 said yes. Or, it's kind of like when you see a 4.8 or 4.9 star review, you think maybe that's more legitimate than someone who's got all 5 stars. But, that's really what it's been for me and for most of our members as well. It's actually pretty easy conversation to have to get people to partner. And I love what Harrison's done because he's gone outside of his community, which I think is really hard for people. What's going to be your unique value proposition to someone halfway across the country? And for him, it's HOA.com.
Yeah, and he's winning deals with people he's never met in person. That's what impressed me is, he's across state lines, but because he's using this concept of connecting communities, which is really the second part of what we do. So number one, coaching. Number two is communities. We actually license communities. I'm going to show you an example of that. But before I show you that, we believe that people want to belong again. We believe that people want to connect again. And so one of the things that we are doing, which is totally revolutionary, is we're actually helping communities connect with their neighbors. And so I loved it. I shared this. I don't have it up here, but one of our neighborhoods locally had an ice cream social this last weekend. And so people were getting together and eating ice cream, and neighbors were just connecting. I was at a barbecue that one of the communities did a few weeks back, and there was about 50 people there. And the coolest thing was, as I was looking around, everybody's listening to music. The kids are playing basketball, cornhole. They had a kickball game going, but there was about 50 people there, and not one person was on their cell phone. And they were actually connecting and getting to know their neighbors. So that's part of what we're doing here. And for you, the benefit as a mortgage loan officer, if you decide to be a part of what we're doing and you want to license one or more neighborhoods and communities in what we're doing, is you're localizing your marketing. We actually call it hyper local social farming. And Todd, I know this is one of the things that you've been offering to some of your agents. What's the response been from the agents that you've shared this with?
Well, it's been over the top. And I tell a story. There's a local agent who I've met in the past, and I never approached him about doing business because, it's kind of a big deal. He owns a partial owner of not one, but multiple Keller Williams franchises. But I also know his best friend is a mortgage loan officer. And so he was on my call list for those 100 calls. I basically printed the list, and I just went from top to bottom. I didn't want to overthink who I was calling and be scared of the fact that I knew with 100% certainty that every person I was calling had at least one solid loan officer relationship. And we all know, right, the 3-card thing that people do that. But in this case, I talked to Rich about a community called Fountain Hills, which is maybe about 10, 15 miles east of Scottsdale, Arizona, right? My team operates in Phoenix. And even though I know that Rich has a best friend who's his mortgage lender, I did know that Rich loves Fountain Hills and that he's really committed to try to become the team that everyone recognizes as the community connector. But as I peeled back the onion and I asked him questions, I realized real quick that there was a specific community within Fountain Hills that he was really hyper social farming focused on, hyper local social farming focused on. And I said, well, great. Would there be an opportunity if I could show you how you could be the community connector with this new thing I'm doing called HOA.com, and we could generate leads there together? Would you be willing to work those leads with my team? And guess what he said? He said yes. And I think most people would have been scared to have that conversation. And transparently, I was a little scared too, right? I'm no different than the rest of you. You have a little bit of call reluctance. Yeah, you're a little bit nervous about those conversations because none of us want to hear that 2-letter word no. But in this case, he's like, oh, that would be amazing. And then my favorite part was he invited me to lunch and he paid for lunch, which I don't know about you. Not too many realtors ever pay for my lunch, if ever.
No, it's so true. And let me show you guys, I want to just bring up my screen and I'll I'll show you an actual demo. So what they're saying yes to is to being featured in those communities. I shared earlier, we're creating community pages for every neighborhood in America, whether it's one of the 370,000 HOAs or not. We're creating a community page just like Nextdoor. Now, this is we're going through a facelift, so this is the design of it's going to improve, but I wanted to show this for you for a couple reasons. Number one, what you can see is Stacy Dowling, who has licensed this community, she shows up. This is what we call a sticky contact, right? She and her realtor are featured throughout that page, and no matter where that homeowner goes on that page, they're seeing Stacy. They're also reading about her. And, if you decide to license and get approved with HOA.com, that would be you being featured on that page. Now, in addition to the pros, what we call the FIRM Foundation, and FIRM is an acronym for financial advisor, insurance agent, realtor, and mortgage lender. This is the wealth team. And we're actually redesigning this page to really help that wealth team stand out. But we've done a partnership with Thumbtack. So we feature all of the different professionals that those homeowners are going to need. They're always going to have a 4- and 5-star rated company that they can connect with. Now, we've done a integration with Home Scouts. We'll have 90% of the listings in MLS, and then also local news. What's going on in their local market? So that people know exactly what kind of events and news is going to be available. And we're going to be syndicating content. So, if you're a great content creator, maybe you're creating videos or blogs on social media, then we want to be featuring your content into those local communities so that we can make you guys famous. So this is what they're saying yes to, is being featured in that local community. Now, beyond that, what we do is then we create a profile page for you, and it's all about you, of course, and about your business. It also includes the communities that you license, and then you can have a video, blogs, all kinds of stuff about you. But here's the real important piece. It's your trusted team. As Stacy is promoting Jeff Holman and Erica Gutierrez and Ryan Sundrup, her referral partners, then she's actually able to give something back to them instead of just standing there with her hand out. The other way that she's giving is with our automated co-marketing. And we talked earlier about coaching, communities, co-marketing, and concierge. So co-marketing is number 3. And this is completely automated. We call it our Home Safe Report. This is much like you see with HomeBot or My Home IQ, and it's branded for you with all your contact info so people can get right in front of you. And once you set it, you can forget it. It just goes out to the homeowners in your database every month, showing them what their value of their home has done, gone up or gone down, kind of the historical. But here's what's really unique and different. In addition to promoting yourself, you're also promoting your referral partner. So when Stacy is sending this to her homeowners, she's also promoting her partner home inspector, painter, plumber, landscaper, realtor, insurance agent. And so everybody is winning more business together because as they're promoting themselves to their homeowners, they're also promoting Stacy. Todd, have you seen anything like this in any other platform?
I have not. And, I just really love it. I mean, when you look at it on there, there's 15 different businesses that Stacy is marketing, and therefore she's got all these different businesses marketing her as well, right? When's the last time you had someone that was willing to have you market to their database? Well, this is a great opportunity for you to say, hey, you know what, Mr. Plumber, I'm happy to market to your database for you. We'll send out this valuable email that you all know they're going to read if you're familiar with, kind of the competitors to this product out there. And we said it before, right? We don't think about partnering and creating a true partnership with these other trades, but it's just such a huge opportunity. You always say, Brandon, 10 partners times 10 partners is 100 people referring you business. But in this case, you've got 15 on there. So that makes it even bigger.
Yeah, absolutely. So we talked earlier, we want to help you get at least 10 referral partners. And as we do that, what if you had 10 realtors who each had 10 home inspectors and painters and plumbers and landscapers, and you're the only mortgage lender with those 10 who get 10, which is now a total of 110 with you at the core. That's really what we're talking about here. And this Home Safe report not only shows comparable sales, so recent sales in the marketplace, but then also listings, what's available right now in the market, and it's branded for you. So we're super excited about this. Where we're at right now, this is launched in live, but we're really fine tuning the platform. We're going for a major launch in Q3. And right now what we're looking for is top rated pros that we can partner with and really promote on a large scale basis. Todd, I know you had some realtors that have been doing some of the community impact events. Do you want to share a little bit about that?
You know, it's such a funny story because you talked about those cool things like the ice cream social and the barbecue that other realtors are doing with their partners in HOA.com. The realtor that my team partnered with that decided to do their first community impact campaign was a shredding event. And I was like, oh, I'm like, shredding. And he's like, yeah, but it's April 15th. It's tax day. And they were super excited about it. But I'll tell you, you know what? First off, it didn't matter that I wasn't as excited about it as they were. They were excited about it. Number one. Number two is there was no financial commitment from my team. We had a partnership with a title company that jumped in, and they actually were the financial supporters of it, created all the flyers and all of that. The flyers had on the realtor's information, the title company's information, our information, and then they reached out to the HOA, and the HOA is like, no one has ever reached out to us, a realtor. We would love to help you promote it. So they actually put onto their website the flyer, and then they actually emailed the flyer to every member of the community, which had our information on it, which was super cool. And then the realtors went, they door knocked. They didn't invite us, which, you know, I'm glad they didn't because I wouldn't have certainly door knocked, but they went out and door knocked. They passed out flyers, and it was a super successful event. Right. And so, you know, one of our team members, Shay, went out to the event, and, you know, although it doesn't sound that flashy, it was a great opportunity. And we literally just closed. It's not our first loan we've closed with the team, but it's the first loan that we were the only card that they handed out. In the past, they handed out 3 cards. We weren't the top of their list. But now that we've got this partnership with where we're helping them become the community connector in their neighborhood that they're super passionate about, we're now the one and only card that they're handing out to their clients.
I love it. That's awesome. We teach the wedge strategy, right? You've got to get on that list of their top 3 agents or the top 3 lenders. You always start at number 3. And the question is, how quickly can you get to number 1? And I love that you're the only that they have shared, Todd. That is fantastic. That's where you want to be, right, guys? That's exactly
absolutely.
where you want to be.
Nothing wrong with that, right?
Not at all. I want to just share with you real quick so you can see some of the other examples. One of the other things that we do is these community impact events and campaigns. And we create some content for you so you can just copy, paste, and post on social media. We recently did the March Madness contest. We actually gave away a trip for 2 to Cancun, Mexico. Todd, I was hoping you were going to win that and take me with you, but neither one of us won.
Well, you know, it's because I went to U of A, and the Wildcats are very good at losing in the first round. And as always, I picked them to win.
Oh, yeah, I had them in the finals. But anyway, one of the other things we do is things like the Best Dressed Home contest, where for Christmas time, we have people vote on the homes that are decorated the best. We've been booed for Halloween, the Great Egg Hunt for Easter eggs. And then we're a veteran-owned company, thanks to my partner, Thomas Evans. So we're passionate and patriotic, and we support our veterans. So at Veterans Day, Memorial Day, and 4th of July, we do this veteran salute where we're celebrating those who have served. So we've got Memorial Day coming up. Please take time to remember all those that paid the ultimate price and sacrificed for our freedom. It's something that we're passionate about. And we just create these campaigns so that you can focus on doing what you do best. And it's just easy, done for you. The 4th C that we talked about. So we've talked about coaching, community, co-marketing, and the 4th C is concierge. And we're so excited about this. This is a service that you get to give away for free to homeowners when they close on a purchase with you. When somebody is moving into a new neighborhood and often a new city, sometimes even a new state, they don't really know who they can trust and who's going to help them on a local basis. It's a super stressful time, as you know. They get through all the process of closing on their loan, which is stressful enough. And now they got to do the whole move-in process. So what we do is we offer them a white glove concierge service. And you'll see on screen here, it's actually co-branded with your photo, your name, and your phone number. So it's a gift from you to them. But what we do is we have a dedicated concierge that helps them from start to finish. We will change their address, set up their utilities, internet, cable, get them quotes on homeowners insurance. We can coordinate their moving, their storage, get them quotes on solar, everything that they need when they move into a new neighborhood. And the best part is, again, it's a gift from you to them so that you wow your clients and they're telling everybody they know about everything that you have done for them. Todd, you've been using a similar service and it's made a huge difference, hasn't it? Especially with the realtors that you're working with. Isn't that right?
Well, yeah, absolutely. It's sort of twofold. And, full disclosure, we've been paying almost $800 a month for the service. So, I'm excited the fact that it's part of HOA.com and it's something that we don't have to pay any longer. And for us, it was an easy opportunity to make the realtors shine bright for their clients, right? Refer us and we will say that for you, support your clients by allowing us to have a concierge that will, with one phone call, turn on all of your utilities and even arrange, the other services that you may need when you get into the home. And so we use it for them to make them look good. And then we also use it as a differentiator in our initial script, right? Where everyone else is focusing on rate and all these other things. We're focusing on how we're going to help make it easy for you on your move. Hey, one of the things that we do, Brandon, for all of our clients is we'll set you up with our concierge. Our concierge will, with one phone call, be able to get the information needed to get all of your utilities and everything turned on for your home when you move in, just to make it a lot easier when you do your home loan with our team. And so just think about how, from a scripting perspective, how this will build not just trust and rapport with you and your client, but then how you can also elevate your status. We talked about those 3 cards, right? Get rid of the other 2 and just have it be one card that's you, by doing something different than anyone else is offering.
It's huge. And not only are you the hero, but your realtor is the hero. You're helping them deliver an incredible service, and they can call, text, email, or jump on Zoom with the concierge, and we'll just help them with everything. So we're super excited about that. That's why we say we're revolutionizing real estate sales, because what we've done is bundled so much. But at the core, this is really about hyper-local social farming. And one quick story, and then we're going to wrap up here in a second, but I used to live in a neighborhood in Beaverton, Oregon called Murray Hill. And in Murray Hill, there was one realtor where there was about 10 different communities. And if you drove any of those streets and you saw a for sale sign, 2 out of every 3 times, it said Brian Bellairs. This guy, we called him the mayor of Murray Hill because he did such a good job farming that community that everybody in Murray Hill knew him, and they felt foolish if they didn't at least call him and have a conversation when they were going to sell their home. And that's what we want for you, and that's what we want for the realtors that work with you. Our program helps you become that mayor of Murray Hill, where you're famous, where you're known, where you're liked. You get to participate in community events that you don't even have to put them on, right? Your realtor partners will do that, and so will the community connectors within that neighborhood. So it's all about how can you localize your marketing and really add more value into your referral partners in the ecosystem. So we have 3 different plans that you can participate in. If you go to HOA.com/LO, you can do the application. There's no cost, there's no obligation for you to apply. And then basically we'll work with you. We take a look at your volume to see what's the right program and the right fit for you, okay? So if you're selected into the program, what we do is you choose exclusive communities that you license, where you're the only mortgage pro in that community. And the great thing is that when you lock it up, you lock out the competition. Todd, that's one of my favorite parts about that. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, I totally think that we're always looking for something that we can do that our competition can't do. And so this whole idea to have a community that you can work with your current partner or the partner that you're trying to attract is just next level.
It's huge, and you get automatic first right of renewal. So literally you can own that community, so to speak, for years to come. The second thing that we do is, number one, we teach you, and number two, we help you to actually create referral partnerships. And we've got done for you co-marketing campaigns like that Home Safe Report. We even have a service where we'll pick up the phone, because a lot of people have call reluctance, like Todd said, or they're just too busy, right? There's some people that are just absolutely crushing it, like Todd was talking about earlier. And so for those that are super busy, they actually have us call out top producing realtors, and we will schedule phone calls and appointments for you directly with those top producing agents. Now, we just scheduled 10 for a mortgage lender down in Houston, Texas, and last week, and another I heard up in Denver, Colorado. So that's a service that's available for you. That's our Elite Expert program. That's the best of the best. But whether we're doing it with you or for you, we're going to help you create those 10 referral partnerships or more, and so that you can create that trusted and loyal referral business alliance is really what we call it. And then, Todd, do you want to talk about our concierge and coaching?
Yeah, I mean, I think, we kind of briefly touched on the concierge service, where they will help you or help your clients with so many different things and referrals. But one of the other pieces that's really cool about it is that when you build your alliance for that community, and a member of that community calls, and let's say they're looking for a plumber or an electrician or someone to clean their home, they're actually going to refer out the folks that are part of your alliance. So it's just one more way for you to add value, to all of them. And then when you do these business alliance meetings, one of the things we talked a little bit about done for you, right? One of the things that always held me back with these great ideas was, how was I going to execute on the idea? And there's so much that is already done for you. Brandon's already talked about the done for you campaigns, but they'll actually give you an agenda every month for your business alliance meetings, so that you know exactly what to do and to say. You don't have to create it and figure out how to run it yourself. And then we mentioned that we do twice a month, Win by Noon with Raving Referrals coaching, where Brandon and I do Win by Noon. We do Zoom. I wish we owned Zoom. That would be cool. We do a Zoom meeting where everyone's on camera, sharing ideas, what's working, best practices, so that we can help each other grow as a community. And I think that's really key. And then there's also the other, business coaching from the leadership at HOA.com. That's not mortgage specific, just how to build great businesses.
Yeah, and it's really just about how much can we pour into you and give you access to, so that you guys can win by noon and then beyond. And then as we launch this in Q3, we're going to be attracting homeowners directly, and we're going to be giving you turnkey campaigns so that you can be remarketed to and retargeting those homeowners on a local basis. We talked about the Home Safe Report. We've got lifetime client campaigns where we actually create the copy and the graphics, and then you just press send and send that out to the homeowners in your database. And we're creating all kinds of things. One I'm excited about is our Safe Kids Now neighborhood watch program. This is actually created by the woman who helped create the original neighborhood watch program. And we're just on a mission to connect and protect our kids in our local communities. And so this is one of the different programs that we are building out. So there's all kinds of things coming, and I just love some of the results that we're delivering. And so Todd, this is Matt. Do you want to share kind of his story? And, he got referrals from day one, didn't he?
Well, yeah, I mentioned that I made 100 calls in one day myself. Well, Matt happens to be my business partner. And so I challenged him to make calls as well. And although he didn't commit to 100, he had the same result as I had. All the people that he spoke to all said yes, but more importantly, he actually took 4 applications that day as referrals from people who he had called up to discuss partnering with HOA.com. And I can't think of a faster way to get results than to get 4 applications on day one.
I love that, man. That's the story that we love to tell. And Harrison Sangster, he kind of had a similar story. He basically got, sounds like 5 applications in the first few weeks of joining this. I love this story from Daniel Herrera with Barrett. He said this program gave him the confidence to cold call new realtors who are excited and have said yes. But even better than that, he said, they see the bigger picture. They're all in. I received 2 leads from one realtor in just the first few days of signing up. So that's what we're talking about here. Having something that is revolutionary for the realtors themselves, a new way of looking at the communities that they serve, and a new way of farming, hyper-local social farming those neighborhoods, where not only are they promoting themselves, they're also promoting you and vice versa, along with that team that we're helping you build. So that's really how our program works. What happens next is when you go to hoa.com/LO, you'll fill out a quick application. It's going to ask you some questions about how long you've been in the business, the production level that you've had. We want to make sure we help you get in the right fit and the right number of neighborhoods that is going to serve you best. Once you select the program that's the best fit for you, we'll schedule a one-on-one onboarding session with you, help you claim your top desired communities, and then we're going to help you activate your network. And really, we have a 30-day quick start program, okay? And in that first month, these are the steps. You see them here on screen. And as you claim your communities and review your profile, this third step is really key. This is activating your network, the relationships that you've had that now you want to formalize. And my team will actually set up a private Zoom with you, and we'll co-host that. We'll take care of the educational part of the conversation. You get to show up and smile, greet your guests, and help them understand how excited you are about working and building these local communities where you're able to make a real difference and connect with people on a close personal basis. Todd, anything you want to add here?
Well, I would just add again, think about the easy buttons that you can add in your business, right? One of the things, Brandon, you and I are in an entrepreneur group together, and we did a conversation around friction. Where's the friction in your business? And what I find is that the friction typically is our time in our leadership. And so what we've done here at HOA.com is we've created these opportunities where the team will lead these things for you. All you have to do is show up and smile, and then it just walks through the process to get all of these different people activated in the network. We talked about these partnerships and how important that is to build these other referrals that you haven't even probably thought recently about getting. Because I don't know about you, but the next time I get a plumber or an electrician to refer me business is going to be a big celebration, because that's not something that, a year ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, I ever focused on or ever received.
Well, and the beauty is too, with our automated co-marketing campaigns like the Home Safe Report, once that plumber, in your example, Todd, uploads their database and now they're sending that Home Safe Report every month to all the homeowners they serve, they're promoting you without even thinking about it. They don't even remember necessarily that they're promoting you, but when those homeowners need a mortgage, they're seeing you and your brand. And that, I think, is the key. So we haven't seen anything like any of this, quite frankly. That's why we think it's so revolutionary. There's no one else out there that's really helping you build referral partnerships. And whether you choose to join HOA.com or not, you should be building referral partnerships. You should be partnering with professionals who serve homeowners and every day, right? And if not this, then what is my question, right? What are you going to go do to make a difference and add value to those realtors? You need something new to share and talk about and change the conversation. And we think that this is great. I've got one last slide, then we're going to open it up for questions. I just wanted to share with you before we close some of the companies. Number one, this is our vision board. So this is not our current partners, although we do have some current partners here. Like we just did a partnership with Thumbtack, and we brought in their 250,000 home service pros into the network, so that way, when somebody's looking for a plumber, for example, they're always going to find a 4- and 5-star rated company. But what we're focused on is building alliances with the best brands and the best people on the planet. So I just wanted to share, this is our vision board, right? This is the companies that we're starting to have some conversations with. We have 12 right now of these companies that we're in conversation with about either a partnership or in some cases a national ad play. So I just wanted to help you see the vision for where this is going. But we're going to go ahead and open it up for questions. So you can put your question into chat. You can call or text us if you want to talk to somebody live. We've got team members standing by. You can call or text us to 623-253-5700. And we will be sure to answer all of your calls, your texts, and make sure we get you the information that you need. So while we're waiting for questions to come in, again, put those in chat if you've got a question. And I see here there's a chat in the Q&A, says we spend tremendous money on sales skills. What if we invested in referral skills? Super high leverage, it seems. Yeah, Brian, totally agreed. I don't think many people really invest that much in their referral side of their business. Yet for most of you, that's where your business comes from. So that's what we've created here, and that's what we think is so unique. One question that we hear all the time is, how do you define a community? What really makes up a community? And a community is defined as a subdivision in the tax record. So that's what we're looking at and creating the communities around. Sometimes, like there was a guy last night at our business mastermind group Todd and I are in, and he said, I just moved into, he's out in Verrado, Todd. And so he's like, I'm in this master plan community. And he said, there's 13,000 people in this community. And so I helped him understand that one master plan development is made up of subdivisions, right? And so each of those subdivisions becomes an individual community that we're going to help those people become the top trusted mortgage pro. So that's what we're doing. Any other questions? I'm not seeing any questions at the moment. Todd, anything that you want to add before we wrap?
I would just say take action, schedule a call. It's no pressure. It's just exploratory for you to ask questions and understand how HOA.com could work for you. I think what you've noticed since you're watching and you're still here is that there's a lot here. There's lots of opportunity. Number one is really your ability to be able to offer something different to real estate agents, to partner with them than anyone else is doing. And then when you look at all the other people that you can create true referral partnerships, and then all the other tech and all the other pieces that go with it, all the done for you parts, it's a lot there that'll help supercharge your business one step at a time. And the team is here to help you do that. You just have to take a few minutes, put your info in, schedule the call, and then you can figure out what level is right for you. There's a level that all of you can afford in your business, but what you can't afford is not to take action in a market where I just know a lot of people are struggling. This is such a great opportunity for you to have something different and new to talk about, to take your business to that next level.
Well said. Well said. Well, with that, we'll wrap. Thank you guys for joining us today. Hopefully this has been innovative, has taught you some new ideas or a new way to look at your business. And the key, like Todd just said, is take action, right? Whether that's joining HOA.com, you can apply at HOA.com/LO. Whether you take action and join our referral network or just build your own, go out there, build relationships with people who are serving homeowners every day, and it will serve your business for years to come. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you. And if you have any questions, you can always call or text us at 623-253-5700. Awesome. Go make it a great day and go win by noon.
Heck yeah. Thanks, everyone.
See you guys.